You can click on that comment to see what she's referencing, but basically, after 5 years, I finally got it. And no, I'm not 100%, but I'm feeling better. So thank you. And I did think it was important to at least try to be here as best as I could to talk about the post passing, because I knew a lot of people, they were reaching out to me, and I knew people would have questions like, what does this mean? Now, I'm not Catholic. I'm not an expert on any of this. But what I have seen over the past couple of years is there's always somebody who's going to get up there and try to gatekeep about how people are going to express their views when a world leader or a political figure passes. That's not fair. We don't get to do that anymore. That's from an old colonized mindset. Anybody who has either been harmed or helped by a figure has the right to use their voice. And even though there are things about Pope Francis that we can certainly respect, there are also things where he did some harm. It was just last year that he got caught using the F slur talking about gay men. And the year before that, he was calling women selfish for wanting to have pets instead of raising children. So, this mindset of sexist, misogynistic, which is very much reinforces what the Catholic Church upholds. Let's face it, there's not going to be a woman pope for a very long time, if ever. And so I do think that kudos to him for standing up against Trump and being very critical of him. I do think it's going to be very interesting to watch what happens, because J.D. Vance represents the very extremist, radicalized, fanatic side of Catholicism. He's supported millions by Peter Thiel, who basically convinced him to become Catholic through the money he gave him. Leonard Leo, Opus Dei, I've made videos on this before, their influence on our Supreme Court justices. And then you look at Harrison Butker, that side, Harrison Butker, who got up and was applauded for his views that devalued women, and basically talked about the type of pope that Francis was not the type of pope that the Catholic Church needed. So you can read into that whatever you want. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this, but I think for this point in time, his passing is incredibly important and poignant for what's happening right now. However, for those of us who are watching a lot of what's happening in the world, and of course we're terrified about our rights being stripped away, the church isn't going to save us. I don't care if it's the Catholic Church, the church in Rome. I don't care if it's the church down the street. The church is not going to save us. This movement, this uprising that needs to happen, that's starting to happen with the protest, with people starting to understand that Congress isn't going to save us. It's going to be a movement by the people. We've moved beyond waiting for any of these political or world leaders or church leaders to be the people that's going to be out front. So to that end, let's watch and see what happens. I think we need to still make sure that we're paying attention to each other, keeping our eyes on each other. Don't lose hope. Even when I'm sitting here and I don't feel good, sweet, beautiful souls, I'm not losing hope. I'm feeling more energized and more committed to the fact that we, the people, can make changes. So yes, watch with interest and see what happens and see what the political figures are doing. But in the end, it doesn't matter. We're not going to turn our power back ever over to the establishment that relies on patriarchal structures. We're not going to romanticize that anymore. The uprising is going to come up from we, the people. Now, I'm going to go drink my Sprite and orange juice and go back to bed. Love y'all.